I know
Hmm.
the last 3 4 months, I've been using ChatGPT quite heavily.
Hmm.
Before that, I was like, he'd ask it a question here and there, and I wasn't really diving in. And then I started hearing a lot more friends talk about it for things they're using it for, and
Hmm.
creating reports and extra research and writing help and all of these
Hmm.
things. And I started thinking, shoot, I should really at least experiment with it a little bit so I understand where it can and cannot help me. And I have my opinions on a bunch of these different chatbots. For example, they're still kind of version one from whatever we're going to experience in the next 10 years.
Sure.
And conversation I've been having actually with a few really good friends of mine that are teachers in Canada and in elementary schools, and some of them are quite still on the fence if this is going to be a net positive or net negative. And I
Hmm.
can't say I blame them. I mean, are you seeing any AI use in school right now that is being dropped into the teacher student framework yet?
Yeah, I am, and to your point, I think there's a lot of mixed feelings among teachers about technology in general, and AI gets kind of lumped together with technology,
Hmm.
with phones in particular. I'm remembering one comment. I was participating in an online discussion, and there was one comment that likened technology to a child predator, and that her note was, it was a little extreme. Her
Drama
note
queen.
was that. Why are you letting a child predator back in the classroom? We
Right.
should have no technology whatsoever. And you know, based on what has come out in the last couple of years, again, thinking back to Jonathan Haidt's work, I can understand why people would feel that way, kind of like, hey, this is the new smoking. Um, but I think that there are benefits to AI. I think there are benefits to AI, and technology in general, and it is part of the world that our students are going to grow up and inhabit, and we really need them to be familiar with it and to learn how to use it.
Hmm.
Excuse me. So, in the book, I mention the first interaction that schools tend to have with chatbots is prohibitive, meaning they try to figure out how to keep kids from cheating with it. And the short answer is there really isn't a way to do it. Schools are completely outmatched. A child who cheats well with ChatGPT just isn't going to get caught. Um,
Huh.
but laying that aside, there are then assimilative responses. So um, teachers figuring out how to use it in their teaching. And in some cases, it can just augment what they're doing. So a computer teacher can have students check their code using ChatGPT if it's not working. And ChatGPT can actually diagnose what's wrong with the code and make suggestions. I've used this. I was learning Python for a while, and I used this method. It's incredibly effective. It's like having a
Cool.
tutor right on your shoulder. It's a great way to learn those kinds of things. Um, I know English teachers are using it to have um, ChatGPT critique final drafts of students' work.
Hmm.
So there are ways to have ChatGPT kind of serve as an additional teacher in the room. Um, one one posed solution to ChatGPT, again going back to like, hey, we can't keep students from cheating with this. So one proposed solution is, well, we should just make all of our teaching uh, assuming that students are going to use an AI chatbot, meaning that we should include it in what students are doing. We should not ask them to do anything that a chatbot can do for them. And that has some weaknesses as well. So, you
Yeah.
know, the examples that I just referred to, the checking the computer code and the checking the final draft, that assumes that students have already learned the skills of coding and learned the skills of writing. And if you're having ChatGPT generate both of those things from scratch, then those students aren't getting those basic skills. So if
Right.
we as a society feel that learning those skills is important, and that's another discussion, but if we do feel that learning those skills is important, then having ChatGPT do it is not going to teach them those skills, and so therefore the students are missing out. Um, so
Right.
that's kind of where it is right now, and what I would say is, from what I've seen, there is an openness on the part of teachers to including AI bots in school, at least including what they're potentially able to do. Um, so, for example, I think there's two areas where AI chatbots can really be effective with helping teachers do what teachers are already trying to do. And one is analyzing student data, and the other is generating iterations of whatever lesson materials the teachers are going to use that are tailored to each student's individual needs. And those are things that really augment what the teacher is already doing, but multiplying the power of the teacher to serve the individual needs of students.
Hmm.
And I think those are maybe not obvious to people, but those are probably the two areas where I think AI can help the most.